Imagine sitting at your desk with your boss walking by, looking you straight in the eye, and giving you a nod of approval because you look like the hardest worker in the room, even though you haven't opened a single work file in 3 hours. It sounds like a dream, or maybe a scene from a movie, but it is actually a highly refined skill that thousands of people use every single day to survive the grind of corporate America. We've all been there, that mid-afternoon slump where your brain feels like a fried egg and the thought of typing one more meaningful sentence feels like climbing Mount Everest. This is where the true masters of the office environment separate themselves from the amateurs. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on the most essential survival skill in a modern workplace, the art of looking busy while doing absolutely nothing. If you have ever felt the crushing weight of a 40-hour workweek and wondered how people stay sane, you are about to find out. But before we reveal the secrets of the professional mirage, do me a huge favor and tap that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want to master the art of navigating life's awkward and demanding moments, make sure you hit subscribe and join us here at Playing Possum. We are building a community of people who know that sometimes the best way to get ahead is to learn exactly when and how to disappear in plain sight. The philosophy of looking busy starts with understanding one simple truth: perception is reality. In most American offices, it doesn't matter how much you actually produce as long as you look like you are constantly in the middle of a high-stakes crisis. This is why the amateur mistake is to sit there staring blankly at a wall or scrolling through your phone in the open. That is a one-way ticket to a performance review conversation. To truly master the craft, you have to adopt the mindset of an actor. You aren't just sitting at a desk, you are performing the role of a highly productive corporate asset. The first rule of this performance is what I like to call the walking with purpose technique. Have you ever noticed that a person walking fast with a folder in their hand is never questioned? You could be headed to the break room to steal the last lemon donut, but if you walk at a brisk pace, look slightly annoyed, and carry a manila folder, people will literally get out of your way. They assume you are on a mission of vital importance. This is the essence of playing possum in the workplace. You are creating a decoy that keeps the predators of productivity at bay. Another pillar of looking busy is the multi-window illusion. In the digital age, your computer screen is your primary defense system. If you have one screen, and it's just a blank Word document, you are vulnerable. You need layers. A true professional always has at least 5 windows open. One should be a complex-looking spreadsheet with plenty of red and green cells. Doesn't matter what the data is, it just needs to look mathematical. Another should be a long, boring PDF of a white paper or a manual. Your actual entertainment, whether it's a chat with a friend or a sports feed, should be tucked into a small corner or on a secondary device that is easily hidden. The key here is the Alt-Tab reflex. You must train your fingers to switch back to the spreadsheet the moment you hear the squeak of a manager's shoe or the rustle of a suit jacket. It's about muscle memory. It's about reacting with the same speed an opossum uses to drop to the ground when it senses a threat. But it's not just about what's on your screen. It's about your physical vibe. A person who is doing nothing usually looks relaxed. This is a dead giveaway. To look busy, you must look slightly stressed. Lean forward, furrow your brow, rub your temples occasionally as if you are solving a problem that would baffle a NASA scientist. If someone walks by and asks how it's going, don't just say fine. Say something like, just trying to untangle these Q3 projections. It's a bit of a nightmare. This signals that you are not only busy, but you are also dealing with something so complicated that they probably shouldn't ask you for any more details. This is the beauty of the playing possum strategy. By projecting a specific type of energy, you create a barrier that people are afraid to cross. You are essentially using psychology to buy yourself the peace and quiet you need to actually breathe. Now, let's talk about the desk chaos theory. A clean desk is a suspicious desk. If your workspace looks like a minimalist showroom, it suggests you have plenty of time on your hands. A busy person's desk is a battlefield. You need a few scattered sticky notes, a half-empty coffee mug, and a stack of papers that looks like it's been consulted recently. However, there is a fine line between busy chaos and lazy mess. You want to look like a person who is so busy producing results that they don't have time to file things away perfectly. This visual clutter acts as a camouflage. In the wild, animals use brush and leaves to hide. In the office, we use highlighter pens and disorganized binders. At this point in the video, you might be wondering if this is ethical. But let's be honest about the modern workplace. Most of us are expected to be on for 8 to 10 hours a day. Yet scientific studies show that the average person is only truly productive for about 3 or 4 of those hours. The rest of the time is just theater. By mastering these techniques, you aren't being a bad employee. You are managing your energy so you don't burn out. You are protecting your mental health in a system that often forgets humans aren't machines. If you agree that the 8-hour workday is a bit outdated, or if you've ever used one of these tricks to catch a break, let me know in the comments. I want to hear about the most creative way you've ever dodged a task. And hey, if you're enjoying this deep dive into the secrets of the office, share this video with a friend who looks like they're about to have a breakdown at their cubicle. Let's spread the word and help everyone learn the power of playing possum. As we move into the more advanced strategies, we have to discuss the email delay. This is a masterpiece of looking busy while doing nothing. When you get an email at 10 a.m., don't reply immediately. If you reply in 2 minutes, it shows you were sitting there waiting for work. Instead, wait, let it sit, then send your reply at 5:15 p.m. or even better, scheduled for 8:30 a.m. the next morning. This gives the impression that you were so buried in work all day that you only just got to your inbox. It creates a narrative of a person who is constantly in demand. You are effectively playing dead to the request until the very last moment, which paradoxically makes you look more valuable. Then there is the meeting room ghost. This is for those who work in larger offices. If you really need an hour to just sit in silence and check your personal messages, book a small breakout room for a private call or a focus session. Put it on your public calendar so no one disturbs you. When you walk to that room, carry your laptop and a notebook. Once inside, you are in a sanctuary. To the outside world, you are in a high-level strategy session. To you, it's a 60-minute vacation. This is the ultimate possum move because you have removed yourself from the environment entirely while still appearing to be deeply integrated into the workflow. We also have to mention the audio illusion. If you work in an open-plan office, noise-canceling headphones are your best friend. Even if you aren't listening to anything, wearing them sends a clear message. I am in the zone. Do not disturb. If someone approaches you, don't look up immediately. Make them wait a few seconds, then slowly remove one earbud and say, "Sorry, I was just deep in this report. What's up?" This creates a psychological hurdle for the intruder. They will think twice before interrupting you next time because you've made it clear that your focus is a heavy, fragile thing. The key to all of this, the golden thread that ties it all together, is consistency. You cannot be busy 1 hour and then chilling the next. You have to maintain the persona. Even when you go to get water, keep that slightly focused, slightly hurried walk. Even when you're at the printer, look at the paper as if the words on it are of monumental importance. The goal is to make looking busy your default state so that when you actually are doing nothing, nobody can tell the difference. This is what we mean by playing possum. It's about the survival of the smartest. It's about understanding that the corporate world is a game, and like any game, it is rules that can be played to your advantage. In a culture that celebrates the hustle and the grind, choosing to protect your time and energy is a bold move. It's about recognizing that your worth isn't tied to how many emails you sent today or how many spreadsheets you filled with fluff. It's about getting your work done efficiently and then using the remaining time to keep your sanity intact. In America, we are often taught that if we aren't moving, we aren't winning. But the opossum knows better. Sometimes, staying perfectly still is the only way to win. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you that the most important part of this entire strategy is actually getting your core work done. We don't recommend doing absolutely nothing for your entire career. That's just a recipe for getting fired. But for those gaps in the day, for those moments when you just need a break, but the culture won't let you take one, these tools are your lifeline. They allow you to stay in the game without losing your mind. If you found these tips useful, or even just a little bit relatable, please don't forget to hit that share button. Send this to your work bestie or post it in your private Discord. Let's keep the conversation going. And if you haven't yet, leave a comment below. What's the one busy trick you swear by? Do you have a special stressed face you use for your boss? I love reading your stories, and it helps the Playing Possum community grow stronger. Every like, share, and comment tells the YouTube algorithm that this content matters, and it helps us keep making these videos for you. Thank you so much for watching, for your support, and for being part of the pack. Remember, the world is loud, and it always wants something from you. Sometimes, the smartest thing you can do is just sit still, look focused, and play the game. We'll see you in the next video.